it's Abby. I hope that you are safe and healthy. Today I have a video for you about bird watching and how you could try it at home, in your own backyard, or even inside if you need to stay in right now. Not only am I going to help you learn how to get started with bird watching, I'm also going to help you learn how to use a website called eBird, where you can record your observations of what you saw, not only for yourself, so you can have memories about the birds that you've seen, but it's also a resource for researchers, scientists who need information about what birds are out there and what's happening with them. This is called community science, where people like me who are not scientists, even kids, can contribute to science. So let's get started. I'm out here in my back patio. I'm lucky to live in a place that has a lot of trees and natural areas, but even if you just live in a normal city, which I do, I often get to see a lot of birds outside. So when I am first going out to look for birds, I first look for motion, look for something moving, and sometimes I see a butterfly or a squirrel, but today I actually see a bird right now. I see a white-winged dove, and it's on this tree branch right here. I'm going really slowly to get closer because I don't want to scare it, and I'm trying to be a little quiet too. And I already actually see a white-winged dove. Let's see if I can show it to you. It's pointed the other way, so you can see its tail right there. It flew away. I can also hear a cardinal, and I'm going to see if I can show it to you over here. Great thing about cardinals is they're really bright and easy to see. There's our cardinal, and I hear something over this way, so I'm going to see if I can find out what that is too. Oh, there's another cardinal. This one is a female. They are brown, whereas the males are red. Can you see it? There it is. It's right there. And we also just had something fly by. It looks like another cardinal down here. Can you see that? So already we've seen a white-winged dove and 3 cardinals. We saw 2 females and a male. So now I'm going to show you how to upload those findings to eBird. Okay, so here we are at the eBird website. You can find the URL at the top, ebird.org. You will need to create a username. Mine is here. You'll click on submit, and if you don't have a username and you're not logged in, it will take you to a page to create a username. The first step is to identify the location where you made your observations. If you have gone birding before, you can use this drop-down menu to click on a location if it's one that you've been to before. Otherwise, you can click here in the Find It on a Map search bar, and you can enter a county, a state, a province. Let's suppose that you were in Dallas, and it will take you to a map that you can either zoom into, or you can type in an address or a place name here to choose where you were. These little parachute hot air balloon looking things are hotspots that are places that a lot of people bird. So you could click on one of those. Here we have a lot of hotspots. City Lake Park in Mesquite is one. Here by the Dallas Arboretum, there's a lot. The White Rock Creek Greenbelt is another one. So let's see if I have saved our home. I think that I did. Oh no, hold on. Let me make sure we go back. I'm gonna look for home because I've made that into a location because I bird in my home a lot. So the next stage, step 2, asks you to list the date and what kind of birding you are doing. So you can click on the date here. Today is April, what is this, 5th, 6th, and then observation type. So if you're intentionally birding, you're either traveling or stationary. A historical entry would be if you were out and you remember doing this maybe years ago, and you're not exactly sure where, like when or how far you went, you can estimate those, and it's for historical records. You can either say that you were incidental if you were like in your car and you happen to see a bird fly over, or if you were out walking or gardening is the example they give here, and you happen to see, oh look, there's a blue jay, you can click on incidental. This other is mostly if you're surveying um, with an organized group for research, that kind of thing. So we were basically stationary. We stayed at a fixed location in my patio. That's what I'll click for our observation. You're going to estimate the start time and how long you birded. So we were out at about 2:20. And you want to be clear here, was it AM or PM? And we birded for maybe 10 minutes. And then you'll type in the party size. All right, so let's go to the final stage where we list the birds that we saw. We saw 1 white-winged dove and 3 cardinals. So here we have the white-winged dove right here at the top, because this is a list of the most commonly observed birds in your area. So I'm going to just go ahead and click 1 for white-winged dove. It gives you an opportunity to add details if you want, or if you have pictures or audio recordings, you can enter those. And in some cases, if it's a rare bird that you're not used to seeing in that area, it will require you to enter some information to give detail about how you identified what you saw to make sure that it's accurate. And then we're going to go over here to the search function to find the cardinal, because I'm not seeing it just in a quick survey of what's here. Here's our cardinal, and we'll enter 3. The other thing I want to let you know about eBird is that it is an app that you can download on your phone, and you can keep track of these things as you're going, and it will give you the opportunity to just click, sort of add more as you're out. If you're out walking, for example, and you see a lot of cardinals, it'll give you the opportunity to just click to add another one, kind of like a tally. So that's a neat opportunity, and it can track how far you've gone for you, as well as how long you're out. All right, so that's it. We've entered our birds. And the final question that we have to answer is, are you submitting a complete checklist of birds you were able to identify? The only reason that you would click no here is if you were an incidental birder, like if you were out gardening, for example, and you weren't paying attention to all the birds that were out, you just happened to notice that one. Otherwise, it's okay if you couldn't identify all the birds you saw, because they know that we're just human beings and human beings aren't perfect, and you're submitting a complete checklist of the birds you were able to identify. And that's it. Click on submit. If it will let us. And you get to see your checklist here. It gives you information about how many species you observed, as well as how many individuals. You will be able to edit this if you need to in the future. And this information will be available to other eBird users, as well as scientists, to find out what people are observing in our area. So that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and I can help with that. There's just a wealth of information here on eBird. If you click on these species, it's going to take you to pages about them, so you can learn more about the birds that you're seeing and the other birds that are in your area. If you click on Dallas County, that'll take you to information about what people are seeing in the county. Here we go. Which is a great way for you to learn more about what you might see by looking at the birds that they are identifying in your area. So have fun. I can't wait to hear about what you find, and I'll be coming up with more videos to help you start birding in the near future.